So Tyson Fury decides to speak to the nation yesterday, and anyone else who cared to listen to him, to tell us this.
Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
Okay. The voice of boxing, Adam Smith, will join us in 1 second. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can see that Adam has joined us in studio. It was back in 2022 in the dressing room at Wembley Stadium when Simon and I were speaking to Fury. This was before he fought Dillian Whyte, and the word retirement came up.
I've been in this game 20 years.
You're a fighting man.
Yeah, I'm a fighting man through and through and through. Hundreds of years of generations of fighting men on both sides of the family. But there comes a time when enough is enough. I've had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. I've had a lot of ups and downs. I've had a great career. I've won every single belt there is to win in boxing, every one of them. I've had every one. I'm the only Ring Magazine and lineal champion of my era. There hasn't been anybody else in my generation that's had the Ring Magazine or lineal championships. I've up 10 times tried to make the fight with a big dosser,
sure,
aka AJ, and it's never happened. And all of a sudden this new guy's come on the scene, Usyk, and beat him up, and now people are saying, oh well, let's fight him, let's keep going. You can't keep moving goalposts on me. I'm only a man, I'm only blood and bone, and I had my heart set on fighting AJ, and it's not happened. It hasn't happened for the last 5 years.
And what do you know? He kept on fighting. Adam Smith joins us live in studio. Adam, good morning. Should we take this retirement announcement at face value, or would we be stupid to fall for it again?
So he was waiting to fight Anthony Joshua after the Dillian Whyte performance 2.5 years ago, and there is more chance of the Joshua fight happening possibly twice in 2025 with Turki Al-Sheikh, and he's now decided to retire? Massive question mark. 17 seconds of pure Tyson Fury. Dick Turpin, what do we read into that? It's all on the day of the last crescendo. The biggest and best fight card probably ever put together on February the 22nd. And I remember when we did big AJ fights at Sky, and on the Thursday or Friday of fight week, in came a line from Tyson Fury. Read into it what you will. If he has walked away, and a massive if, what an incredible career, a phenomenal personality. The biggest success was him coming back from being 30-odd stone, battling mental health to even get back in a ring, let alone what he did after that. A 2-time heavyweight champion. He's entertained us thoroughly, controversially at times, but thoroughly throughout his career. And if he bows out now, making a ton of money, he can have a nice life with his 7 kids. He won't. He'll be back. And we will enjoy Tyson Fury returning to the ring, I would imagine, to fight AJ sometime this summer.
So, Adam, you say he'll be back, and he'll be back to fight AJ. Do you agree, Simon?
Who cares?
Oh, we care, Simon. Come on.
By then.
No, we care.
Does the boxing world stop because Tyson Fury no longer fights in the heavyweight? At some point, the boxing world, the next generation will come through. Daniel Dubois here, Moses Zatuma's coming on top. Martin Bakole is going to make a statement. Ajit Caballal is fighting soon. I mean, Fury to me, that was Fury BC, before Crass or before Crap. When he was talking to us in 2022, and ultimately I think he was full of charisma and full of style. I think the last couple of years he's been a different character. What is behind that, who knows? We have to price in, apparently, bipolarity into the unpleasantness of some of his outbursts. Has he been a spectacle to watch at times? Fantastic. Has he been full of charisma? Has he lifted the sport to certain extents by some of his performances, notably against Wilder and ultimately against Klitschko, when he was the catalyst for separating all the belts, which ultimately Anthony Joshua benefited from. But today, we are sitting here applauding, and I don't care who likes this or not, the 2 fighters that we're talking about are both on the back of losses, so that makes them not losers for stop, but it's the battle of the losers now, and that's what we're celebrating. Not Daniel Dubois and his achievements, and not Alexander Usyk. The biggest fight in boxing is 2 people that have just lost repeatedly They're the same fighter.
Who cares? You're wrong. As a trade and as a massive boxing fan, as you are, and a very knowledgeable man in the sport, I always listen to you. You're wrong, because the casual fans want this fight. They want Fury Joshua, Joshua Fury. It's a fight. If you go out there to the streets and you ask people who they know in boxing, they know these two characters.
Agreed.
And they've never fought. And this is the best chance we've ever had of them fighting. I've been there when it's nearly happened, and promoters and everyone else have pulled them away.
Shall I tell you why I say who cares?
This is the chance.
Shall I tell you why I say who cares? Because it's nonsense. Tyson Fury is courting attention. It's about Tyson Fury. You've made the point very well, which is, why is this announcement being made on January the 13th, on the day that they're announcing this huge, humongous fight card? What's the agenda behind it? So go away then. Come back when you want to. But what I'm not going to do is sit there going, oh, I'm going to miss Tyson Fury. It's terrible for boxing. It's a tragedy. I'm not going to pay Tyson Fury's game. Fantastic, Tyson. You've made a lot of money and you've done very well at boxing. If you want to retire, chapeau. If you don't, don't.
It's part of his game. It's part of what's made Tyson Fury such compelling watching television, radio, broadcasting. Being around Tyson Fury, he lights up the sport in whatever way. And Spencer Brown, his manager, is totally right. The place isn't going to be the same without him. So, yes, Alexander Usyk, the best fighter of his generation, pound for pound king. Daniel Dubois, brilliant. Fighting Joe Parker, terrific fight. Fantastic event, February 22nd. 2025 could be the biggest year for boxing. I know another fight you don't like, which is going to be made. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank. Another one for the casuals. You make Fury and Joshua as well. This is a blockbuster year for boxing. And I think Tyson Fury absolutely wants that Joshua fight. He might not want, he might say to his family, you know what, I don't care, I've done it all, I've made all this money, fine. And I always think fighters should walk away at the right time. I don't like them going on too long. However, Tyson Fury proved to me against Alexander Usyk in December that he's still got it. He trained really hard for that fight. He believes he won. I don't, but he believes he won. I thought it was a good performance from Fury, and I think he will be back to fight Joshua. I think this is fun and games. He loves to do it. If he walks away, thank you, Tyson Fury. If he doesn't, and I don't think he will, we will welcome him back. And that fight, Jim, Fury-Joshua, is going to be huge.
Well, Adam, I'm looking at the messages coming in. I'm so bored of Tyson Fury, I couldn't give a monkeys if he fights AJ or not, says Ryan. Adam Smith with you in studio. I enjoy Adam, but he's so wrong here. Casual boxing fans want to see fights that are relevant. Give me AJ against Martin Bakole anytime. What do you think? We heard Fury yesterday saying, that's it from me, goodbye. Do you believe him? 03717 223344 81089. Right now, we have the voice of boxing, hugely respected figure in the world of boxing, Adam Smith, in studio with myself and Simon, poring over the 17-second statement from Fury yesterday. That's it, I'm retiring. Simple question, should we believe him? Because don't forget, we've been there before. Well, it did come on the day of a big boxing announcement yesterday with Better Biev going in against Bivol on the 22nd of February. That, as well as Daniel Dubois up against Joseph Parker. Thank you for that. You never saw my lips move. Joseph Parker. And Tyson's promoter in the UK, Frank Warren, was asked by Gareth A. Davis, what about this from Tyson? Should we believe it?
Everybody's talking for the last hour about Tyson Fury coming on Instagram and saying, Dick Turpin wore a mask. I'll see you on the other side. I'm retiring. Now, we've heard it before. What's your take on it, first of all?
Take on it is that he's retired.
Have you rung him since he put that Instagram
I only
out?
heard it. I got here. I've not had a chance. I'm doing all interviews here. He's retired. I'm not going to ring him and try and debate it with him. I said immediately after that fight, go away with your family, consider what you've got to do. You're a very, very, very wealthy man. You've done everything you could do in boxing. You've had the most magnificent career, 2-time world champion.
Wow. Okay, so that was Frank. Frank kind of took it in the way that Frank had to take it, because clearly it took him by surprise, Adam.
Of course. I think it took Spencer Brown by surprise as well.
His manager.
And yes, you can look at it like that. He's had a long career. He's had a fantastic exciting one, and we've all talked about him for a very, very long time. He's proved everything in boxing. He's made a ton of money, and he could walk away right here, right now. I was at the Ring Awards, fantastic event on Saturday night, when everybody, the fighters from around the world, past and present, were there, and Tyson wasn't there, and all the talk there was, AJ was there at the night, and the talk was about Fury Joshua. And I get it, what some of the callers are saying today, that it's two losers. I understand that with what
that's
Simon's saying.
That's the
who
difference,
cares?
Adam.
But it's who cares in the trade, and who cares from a casual entertainment point of view. And I think it's a bit like the Eubank Ben fight, right? I like that because I like the casuals keeping involved with our sport.
But is this
would
not
I like
the
to see?
difference, though?
Would I like to see Martin Bacoli get a world title chance? Absolutely, because he deserves one. But people don't know him yet.
But
That's
you just
the problem.
nailed it there. He's coming off the back of 2 defeats, Tyson. That wasn't the case back in 2022.
Oh, Jim, come on. 24 rounds with Alexander Usyk, who's one of the most incredible fighters that's ever laced on the gloves, that beat AJ twice, cleaned up at cruiserweight, and won 335 of 350 amateur fights.
Tyson held all
no
the
disgrace
cards.
there.
No, he doesn't.
No disgrace there. Tyson Fury is still an elite fighter who could fight Anthony Joshua this year a couple of times, right off into the sunset, and the two of them could entertain us once more in the build-up more than anything.
You're busy texting somebody. I always know when you're happy with your text. You have a lovely smile on your face. We'll leave it to my imagination as to who you're texting. Simon, the calls are coming in thick and fast. Let's get to it. It's a simple question. Do we believe Fury that he's quitting boxing, that he's retiring? Do we believe him? Keith is a big Arsenal fan. He's also a fight fan, I presume. Keith, good morning. Do you believe him?
Of course I don't believe him. First of all, I agree with Simon. I couldn't give a damn about Joshua Fury. I completely agree with him. To be honest with you, Fury hasn't been great for boxing. His behaviour, his fight behaviour, you want kids to come into the sport and look up to these people and then behave with a modicum of quality, of gentlemanness, and etiquette. You don't behave the way they have been behaving. I'm sorry, that's not a good look. But is he retired? Do me a favour. And you guys are actually doing exactly what we want him to do, is to talk about him, because you know it and I know it. This is a negotiation tactic. And you know what? Turkey Al-Sheikh, who everyone likes to sort of brown nose, and AJ should say, all right, we're moving on. He's retired and move on. I tell you what, the moment they're about to sign a fight with somebody else, and Tyson Fury will be unretired within a minute.
Yeah, but Keith, you must admit, mate, there is no way we couldn't speak about this. Of course we have to speak about it. There is a percentage chance that he means it. But do you think Turkey Al-Sheikh will fall for this, Keith?
Well, I tell you what, if Turkey Al-Sheikh, I mean, obviously, when you've got bottomless pit of money, negotiations aren't really important. But if he knows what he's doing in terms of negotiations, both him and AJ should say, all right, we're moving on, and sign him up or potentially sign him up to fight somebody else. Because I tell you what, the moment that they are about to announce to fight someone else, he'll be gutted that he's missed his biggest payday. I'm telling you.
Keith, good call. Thanks for that. Pete, another caller on Fury, retiring or not retiring. Pete, do you believe Fury? And are you with the previous caller, Keith, on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe him because money talks. Let's be honest. If somebody offered me £100 million, I'd get punched by Tyson as well. However, I think it's relevant. I think it's down to the way they're abrasive characters in sport who give it the big one and say they're going to beat everybody. When they back it up, they're relevant. However, he hasn't necessarily backed it up with results, and I think Usyk had another 2 or 3 gears he could have gone up if he needed to. And so when you don't back it up with this big mouth and big attitude, he just becomes completely irrelevant in the sport. I think AJ is a little bit more humble, therefore people like him more, therefore he's got a little bit more grace in his defeat. However, because Fury is so abrasive, as a fan, I just go, I'm not interested.
Do you want to see, Pete, do you want to see Fury AJ?
Would I watch it? Unfortunately, yes, I probably would tune in. However, I'd prefer to see Dubois Usyk again. I'd prefer to see, say, Coley versus Joshua. I'm not really that bothered. It would be another sort of YouTube fight for me. It would just be 2 guys that are not necessarily at the top of the food chain trying to fight just to entertain a British crowd, really, for me. Okay, thanks for that. Nick, another fight fan. Nick, where do you stand in this? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Great show as usual.
Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome. The last caller for me was spot on. I think I'll watch it. Hands up, I'll watch it. But this fight should have taken place ages ago. I slightly disagree about the last caller on Tyson. I think he has been really good for the sport. I think he can be abrasive, but he's a character and unique characters. AJ's not such a character, but they're both past their sell-by date. AJ definitely. So it's got entertainment value. But I just so wish it had taken place when they were both at their prime, because that's when it should have happened.
Yeah.
This has gone past its sell-by date for me.
So, Nick, before you leave us, yes or no, do you believe he's retiring?
No, not only do I not believe it, but I believe that he's probably in cahoots with AJ's camp as well. And they've had a meeting in a smoke-filled room with a couple of glasses of wine and said, "How do we get this fight on in 2025? I'll tell you what, I'll pretend I'm retiring again. Great move. Let's go down that road again."
Nick, thanks for that. Thanks for that. No phone in on any topic is complete without Mark, the Celtic fan. And Mark, I know you'll have an opinion on this. Good morning. What about it? Is Fury for real? Is he retiring?
Good morning, gentlemen. I sincerely hope so, because I, for one, I'm completely fed up with the guy. Like everyone else, I think it's nonsense. I think he won't be retiring. But I used to be a Fury supporter until I watched that ridiculous Netflix documentary, and the guy just came across as obnoxious, self-obsessed, just a complete. I can't stand the guy. He's been totally found out against Usyk. Schooled for me in both fights, and I sincerely hope it is the end, because we won't miss him. There's other guys that need to be bummed up and talked about, guys like Dubois, and you've got obviously Bivol and Beterbiev, which is a fantastic fight. Got all these great names out there, and Fury just hogs the limelight, and it's time for him to away with his millions and raise his kids.
Mark, thanks for the call. Thanks so much. That is just a sample of the hundreds of calls that are coming in, Adam. What does it make you think? I mean, by and large, they're saying, thanks, Tyson, but yeah, exit stage left. You've got our approval.
Strong opinions out there, which is what we love to hear in this sport. It's the best sport for debate, isn't it? I understand all of those.
Only if it's praise. If you debate with someone and you criticise them, like Don Charles, they get all upset and get deeply affected and very sensitive.
Look, debate's great, and it's fantastic having the calls in. And I totally understand, right, that maybe people are sick of Tyson and some of the antics, but he is still a big name, a big character. And the fight that certainly I've wanted for a long time, the Fury-Joshua collision, hasn't happened. You know, we waited too long for Mayweather-Pacquiao. We never got Froch and Calzaghe. We never got Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. If we don't get this one, we got Carnbrook way too late. If we don't get this one, I'll be disappointed. And I think they're the two great heavyweights of our generation in Britain. They're the polar opposites in style and in character, and I don't think it matters that they're coming off defeats for an entertaining show for the British public. Do I want Bacoli and Italma and all of the others to come through now and see how good Dubois is at 27? Of course I do. That's really, really important for the health and the future of the sport, but also we need to keep the casual fans. So for me, Fury-Joshua, Joshua-Fury, however you look at it, and Eubank and Ben are two fights I want to see this year, as well as the likes of February the 22nd and all the other great promotions we're going to see both in the UK and Saudi.
Well, we should concentrate on that. We won't leave boxing just yet.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.